Minecraft. If you exist on the planet, I don't feel the need to explain what this game is. I'm pretty sure even my grandma could probably make a crafting table if she played this game. Minecraft is a game that, even to this day, I still enjoy and love playing. I love playing Minecraft. It's a good game, it's fun, and it just always has something new to find with every world I make. Which, it shocks me with just how good this game is. How much lately the internet seems to hate the game. If you type in Minecraft is, one of the first things you'll see is dying. And it shocks me with how much people seem to hate Mojang nowadays, and I will later on in the video explain there are some things I do think Mojang could improve, and things I disagree with about Mojang. But I'd argue for the most part, Minecraft is still a perfectly fine game. And it's still great and still fun, and I don't see really any problems with it. So I'm here to explain why I not only think Minecraft is not dead, but that it is still amazing and the new content is great. Firstly, I wanted to go ahead and do a little bit of asking my own friends. So I went ahead and messaged some of my friends on Discord if they thought Minecraft is dying, and if so, why? A few of them gave me some kind of somewhat mixed responses, but for the most part, they said that no, they do not think Minecraft is dying. One of my friends said that modded-wise, no, but vanilla, he thinks that Mojang is getting lazy. One of my friends said that the game won't die purely just because of its influence on the internet and YouTubers like Dream and MrBeast. One of my friends did say it was dying, but they think it's dying because mods have spoiled the fan base and that people have gotten too much into speedrunning the game to really enjoy playing it. And then one of my friends just said no, they don't think the game's dying. One of my friends says that they think that the game tries too much to be a sandbox and farming game, and that the game's only really fun when you have access to everything. And I do find it funny, the one statement from one of my friends about Mojang getting lazy. Cause, I'm gonna go and explain this here. If you're working on the world's biggest game, it's not exactly as easy as adding content to the game. Jeb, one of the leading people behind Minecraft, wrote a book for employees and modeling students about how Minecraft's game design works. He's only showed it to Mojang staff and modeling students, but he has revealed 2 of the rules within the book. Rule number 1, 1 block at a time. You place 1 block, you remove 1 block. Things like automation to place multiple blocks or mine multiple blocks that isn't explosives, they're not gonna make that. They want the player to get 1 block at a time and to place 1 block at a time. And this itself can help it feel more satisfying, you know, when you finally finish some big grand build. Because you placed every individual block. If you just had a machine do it, it really wouldn't be that satisfying, now would it, if you built that giant structure? Wasn't the fun part of building your giant structure you were making that you placed every individual block, and if you're in survival, you gathered every single block, and you put every individual one down until you finally finished it? That is the satisfying part. Another reason that Jeb stated is so that when you're playing with friends, you can quickly understand what they're doing and help them. If they just automatically build a house, you don't know what they did. They used a machine to do it. Okay, how can I help? I don't know what your design rules are. I don't know how I can aid you here. If you just could automatically have things like templates, like Jeb said, it would remove the creativeness of building your giant structure or gathering the materials. It would just remove the fun. Another rule he revealed when asked about adding heavy weather events and terrible storms to the game is that it would contradict one of the rules. Bad things happen, but it's technically your fault. Let me explain. That creeper that blew up your house, you were the one who didn't notice the creeper and let it blow up in your house. The lightning strike that hit your house, you're the one who didn't get copper to make a lightning rod. The one who had the Wither destroy a base? You're the one who summoned the Wither to try to make a beacon. Fell out of your nether portal the second you made it? You're the one who didn't bring any blocks and check if the portal was above the ground. What it means is every bad thing that happens is caused by you. It's nothing that is out of your control that can affect you. The closest thing to something out of your control is a mob finding you or a pillager deciding to show up near your house, because there is times pillagers will just randomly show up near you. Say you activated a raid and lost the village. You're the one that got the bad omen effect. Went to go raid a piglin bastion and got killed by a piglin brute. You're the one who didn't bring stronger armor or prepare ahead of time for brutes. Got lost a cave, died, and lost all your stuff because you couldn't find your items. You're the one who didn't figure out a way to make your way back understandable. Every bad thing that occurs is your fault. These two things are the only two design philosophies that we have seen from Mojang. There's much more. I mean, Jeb literally wrote a book. So there's much more we have not read. But these are some of the two key design philosophies, and they go a long way in explaining why Minecraft updates take a very long time. Next up, they are working on multiple versions of the game. Bedrock and Java, which Java is just PC Minecraft. Two of them have very different code because they run on two different engines. And I will bring this up in the counter-argument point later on, but Bedrock could do with some bug fixing, I'm not gonna lie. But basically, they're working on two differently entire versions of the game, and when they add something, they have to think, okay, a mouse and keyboard player could do this. If a player has a controller, this is how they interact with this. If a player is using a Nintendo Switch, this is how they interact with this. If the player is on mobile, this is how they interact, and it goes on with every literal thing that Minecraft can be played on. This is why bundles, I think, have pretty much been stuck in limbo, because they apparently can't figure out a good way to get them to work well in Pocket Edition, which is a version of Minecraft you can play on your phone. Now, I already know somebody's been thinking of this, and they're probably angrily typing it in the comments section. But modders make content faster. Why can't Mojang make content faster? Firstly, shut up. Here's the thing with modders. Say you download a mod that changes the whole game, and you don't like it. You can uninstall it. When Mojang updates the game, they are permanently changing Minecraft forever. Every single update has to be carefully thought out, because they know that once they publish it, the game's different from there on out. They can't just fucking remove something, and if they do, it's probably going to be met with backlash. Jesus Christ, do you remember Fireflies? The fanbase lost their shit because they removed a mob that's 2 pixels big, and people lost their shit because it added atmosphere. Seriously, people are so triggered over that even to this day. The reason Mojang removed them was because they realized in real life, fireflies, when eaten by a frog, which is originally what would happen to them, they would kill the frog. And Mojang doesn't exactly want to portray animals in a bad light. Speaking of which, that was a smooth transit. Mojang, whenever they have an animal, do their best to make sure they are represented right. And look, as much as you want to say it, there are some thin-skinned people out there about pets. You misportray a pet in a game, people will probably lose their shit unless the pet is fictional, like a sniffer or the Minecraft spiders. Or striders, those adorable little guys, I love them so much. But what I'm saying is, Mojang themselves do not want to portray animals in a bad light. This is just something they do. You can disagree with it, there's times even I disagree with it. But it's their rules and how they make the game. And either way, I really don't care when they add new animals. I'm more interested in loot and structures and blocks and new things to find. New animals are interesting in my opinion, don't get me wrong, but they're not exactly what I personally am excited for in updates. And going back on the subject of backlash from earlier, may I remind you, Minecraft is played across the entire world. In every country as we speak, there's at least one person playing Minecraft right now. Not only does Mojang want to represent these people with things like cherry trees and bamboo, so people that lived up in those areas can, relate, and maybe even make a house themed after the area they lived in, they do it so players can build more things and add more things. And they know they're going to get backlash for everything they add. I mean, not everyone's going to agree with every update. There are probably people out there who hated the Nether update, or people out there who hated the Ocean update. Even though, in my opinion, they're some of my most memorable updates because of just how much they changed the game. And the fact that they were met with such heavy backlash over Fireflies. Look, I'm sorry. Fireflies, yeah, cool mob. I agree. It's 2 pixels, bro. Calm down, dog. There are people who I'm pretty sure literally sent death threats to Mojang over the Fireflies. Yes, is it sad they're gone? Yes, but also, it's a video game. Calm the fuck down. People act like Mojang doing this is them going like PETA mode or trying to prevent children from doing bad things. They're just representing animals, my guy. Like, calm the fuck down. Another thing is that Mojang, whenever they add even one block to the game, a lot goes into thinking about it. Every time they make a new block, they have to think of different things about it. 1, how about creative players? First off, will they enjoy building with it? Does it give off light? What does it need to be mined with in survival? How do you craft in survival? Is it craftable? You know, what are all the things we can do with one block? One block. And when you think of stuff like the ancient city and all the shit they did to the caves, that's way more than one block. That was a lot of thinking and probably why the cave update got delayed. And that's not even counting structures. Dear God, structures. What is it themed after? What is it made out of? What is the main mob that lives there? Do mobs live there? What loot lies in there? How useful is the loot? Is there unique loot? And that's not even counting building the structure itself, which also probably takes a lot of time. Something as simple as adding a mob can take a lot of effort. Easy example, the Strider. Prior to the Nether update, a common request for the Nether was obsidian boats, but Mojang thought that was a bit boring and basic. So they went out of their way to design an entire mob, and you gotta remember, when you create something, there's this little thing called concept art and concept stages. They had to make God knows how many designs for a Strider before they landed on the adorable design they have now. Yes, I love Striders. I think they're adorable. Okay, shut up. I named my Strider Shithead. He's really cool. Then after that, they have to make the mechanics, and they have to make stuff like, can they breed? Are they passive? Which they probably knew what they were doing from the start. But still, that concept is within creating one mob. The furthest, I think, development we've ever actually seen of a mob is probably the Warden, because that thing went through God knows how many iterations before we ended up on the design we have now. And one of the main things with the Warden that they were doing was they wanted it to be where players couldn't just deal with it. They wanted it to be something the players would avoid, never fight. And so they had to do countless changes to change that. They realized players could just climb up and avoid they could just avoid the Warden if they just built up. So they gave it a blast wave attack. Eventually they realized with a smart enough player, the Warden's pretty easy to escape. So they went ahead and made it sniff so it could smell you if you're in a place close to it. That combined with the darkness makes it what they wanted it to be. A mob you never, ever want to meet. So to my one friend that I was talking about like 10 damn minutes ago, Mojang is not lazy. Next up, I've heard a lot of people, not just my friends, I'm sorry, I bitched at you for 7 minutes there, dude, I'm sorry, but a lot of people complain about modders being able to make content faster, more vanilla-themed content, and that there's way too many smaller updates in the game. My guy, do you not remember some of them other updates? Remember the World of fucking Color update that had parrots, concrete, fancy terracotta, and virtually nothing else? The update that had strays and husks. What else did they add again? I forget. I think they had polar bears in that update, but I don't know. What I'm saying is 1.20 and the other updates that people have been complaining about, it's what I would just like to call a slow period, where we have a major update probably in the oven. We're just being given an appetizer for now. I'm not saying that to make it sound like these updates are tiny. I mean, like I said earlier about behind the scenes, these updates probably took a lot of thought and decision. But major updates are major updates. They take a long time to make. And something else I completely forgot to mention, which I should have mentioned when I was talking about the versions of the game, they're working on other Minecraft games. There's Minecraft Earth, oh no wait, COVID killed that, Minecraft Dungeons, and now Minecraft Legends. They're working on this alongside Minecraft and Minecraft's multiple versions. They have a lot on their plate. And that's not even counting financial shit they probably have to deal with, which I'm not even going to get into. That's a whole fucking other can of worms I do not feel like covering. All I'm saying is you gotta pay your coders, you gotta pay Leonard Rain to make her banger soundtrack, and you gotta pay the people to make Minecraft Legends and Minecraft Dungeons. Not to mention, they're owned by Microsoft, so Microsoft, you know, they kind of want to get happy too and get some money out of it as well. Which I'm pretty sure is the sole reason Bedrock has the fucking Minecraft store. I'm having a stroke half the time in this damn video. And now, I've been defending Mojang through all of this video, but this is an argument, and every argument has a counter-argument, and I would like to go ahead and state some of my lesser liking opinions about Mojang. While I don't think I hate Mojang as much as some other people, I do have my issues with Mojang. Bedrock Edition is completely fucking in a terrible shape right now. I'm sorry, but it is. Bedrock is filled to the brim with bugs like a bee nest, and really could use some patching. There's tons of bugs, missing features, and it costs more than Java. Mojang, you have lots of coders. One day, just give them a big old cup of coffee and have them fix the code for a little bit. And by a little bit, I mean probably a few months knowing coding. Something people don't know is Bedrock and Java have two completely different types of code. This is why certain gameplay aspects and things about redstone don't work in the other version. Unless Mojang, you know, sits down and fixes it. Next up, while the overworld has God knows how much content to find, and the nether in its current state I think is fine, the end is fucking barren. The only thing of value is the elytra, the loot, and shulker boxes in my opinion. There's virtually nothing there of use. This is mainly because Mojang themselves want to focus on... Okay, YouTuber, I'll put his name up, I forgot it. He brought up a really good example about why the end hasn't gotten updated. You start out with nothing. You start your survival world, you gotta gather your resources. Then we have the middle ground where, say, you go to the nether, get some diamonds, get some good loot. And then you have the end, where you go to the end. Like, maybe by that point you can, like, one-shot a warden, I don't know. Mojang wants to add stuff for the middle. Specifically, the middle. And the end is obviously not their focal point. I'm not saying this means we're never going to get an end update, but we really could use one here at some point soon. What Mojang could maybe do is make the end the middle point of the journey, have it go beyond the end. More stuff there is in the end. It's explorable, a second overworld almost, just full of loot, full of things to find. But in its current state, it's just floating desert. Next up, performance. Now look, this is coming from a poor folk with a Ryzen 3, so take this with a little bit of salt. I feel like with every update, performance starts to die more and more. Every update, I keep having to set my render distance lower and lower until I feel like I'm playing Silent Hill to play decently. Just earlier today, as of recording, I was fighting some guardians in an ocean monument and I had to set my fucking render distance to 2 chunks because it was lagging so bad so I could fight the guardians and not have to worry about lag killing me. And something else, which is an opinion I think we all agree on. The chat report system is a fucking terrible idea. In hindsight, I get it. There's a lot of young players from Minecraft. We can try to ignore that, but Minecraft doesn't really have any violence unless you count the dark implications of Skulk in the ancient cities, the green blood on piglins, and that's really about the only thing violent in this game. So I understand the idea behind the chat report system, but in the long run, it's terrible. If you just basically tell Mojang, somebody called me a sure, me Angie, they can't check that. They don't have footage. And sure, they have a group of humans checking it. But if some 12-year-old just says, he bullied me, what are you supposed to do in that situation? And not only can this get you permanently banned from multiplayer on both versions, but on Bedrock, unless it's been fixed, please comment if it's been fixed, you can get banned from playing single player. The disc you own for Bedrock is basically gone. Unless you make a whole other Microsoft account, that thing is useless. Anyway, that's my counter arguments. You notice how that was like 2.5 minutes of the video compared to the other 10 of me defending Mojang? This is what I mean by the game is mostly fine. I have my arguments, but for the most part, Java Edition, the version I mainly play on, which is PC, is fine. And I want to go and conclude this video with a point. I feel like no one ever seems to keep in mind when they yell or complain saying Mojang's lazy, Mojang is pathetic, Mojang is terrible. The people in Mojang are people. As somebody who makes stuff, analogy here. This is nowhere near the level of making a Minecraft update, but just sit with me for this. When I upload something for a major project, or I upload an analysis video, or a teaser, or ambient music I make, I have that feeling in my stomach of, what if people will hate this? What if people will like this? And my finger shakes a little bit every time I go to click publish. Now, times that by about 500, and that's essentially what Mojang feels every time they make an update. And so imagine you and your dev team work for months creating, while maybe small content for the game, only to be met with criticism, people saying you're lazy, the update's small, we need more, we want more, we need more content, we need more things, do this, do that, even though you just spent all that time working on something. That can probably get to a dev. And so, in my opinion, we need to put down the pitchforks. Stop calling Mojang lazy. Stop with this terrible attitude towards them. They are people, and we need to give constructive criticism. And I hate to say it, but as much as I want to say for us to put down our pitchforks, there's them stubborn folk that won't. So for the few of you that are willing to lower it, hear me out. Mojang are people. They make a video game. A video game, may I remind you, and people will get so triggered and offended over a 2-pixel big mob. I'm sorry, look, bro, coming back here for a second, it's a 2-pixel wide mob, bro. No one cares. Anyway, but basically, people have been horrid to Mojang, and that could probably get to them. If it's one person, oh well. But Minecraft has literally millions, if not billions, of players. And so all that can probably start getting to the devs. For example, when the chat report system came out, obviously nobody liked it, but instead of giving criticism, people basically threatened to bomb Mojang, basically, and devs were tweeting out how they felt terrible because people were just harassing them over a Minecraft update. A Minecraft update. I would like to remind you, Minecraft is a video game. You get mad at the devs, you get mad at the game, go touch some real grass. Basically, with Mojang, we need to be civil. We need to discuss our opinions in a calm manner and put down this whole angry mob mentality. And I think with that, not only can Mojang get better at what they do and receive less harassment, but communication would be more clear. There'd be less angry yelling and more genuine communication about what we want. If for some strange reason a Mojang member is watching this, just know I respect your work and appreciate the childhood memories you have given me with me, my aunt, and my friends. Minecraft, for a lot of people, is what connected them to friends, connected them with family for me, and overall is a game that has been part of many people's childhood or lives. I'm getting fucking emotional talking about a fucking block game. Jesus Christ. What I'm trying to get at, Mojang has built our childhoods. Let's make sure they build the future generation's childhood. And with that said, I'd like to think that Minecraft is better than ever in its current form, and I eagerly wait to see what the next update will be. Mojang is an amazing dev team. They've made some fuck-ups, but overall, they're an amazing dev team. And whatever comes in the future, I'm excited. While everybody else seems to be biting their nails out of fear that it's going to be disappointing, I eagerly wait on the edge of my seat. And that is why Minecraft is not dying. And it's still a great game despite what people say.